For this video session, we will be looking at using and finding newspapers as resources. Reasons to use newspapers as information is that frequently they provide direct reporting for events that are events that are happening on the ground in the immediate vicinity of the person writing the report. They're also a good source of information for information that hasn't made it into books or articles yet. And this is where you can find out what's happening now in your city. And you can find out reactions and opinions to what's happening now. You can also find out reactions and opinions to what was happening in the past, and also what happened in the past. And again, you'll have that direct link that you don't always get in other resources. So finding a good, local, reliable online news source is going to be a great help in getting a feel for your city. So an easy way to do that, a really easy way to do that, is just to type the name of your city, and we're going to continue to use Istanbul as our example for this class. And you're also going to type the word news next to it, and right away we have an excellent result, the Hurriyet Daily News. We're going to click on that, and it takes us immediately to some front page news and what's going on in Turkey and the region. So this kind of gives you an idea of some of the things that are of importance to them that are making headlines. You can also search across many newspapers and using one of the library's databases. So let me show you how to do that. You want to go to the CU University Library's homepage, and under the Find menu, we're going to link directly to news and newspapers. And this is pretty much where you can find any database that has uses newspapers as one of its information sources. We're going to be looking specifically at ProQuest Newsstand, Factiva, and then under the Historic tab we're going to use ProQuest Historical Newspapers. So under ProQuest Newsstand, we're going to look for current news articles. This is an excellent resource for news articles that are current. And we want news articles in this class that are going to give us a sense of the current affairs in the city that we are researching. So what's going on right now? What are the big stories? When you design for the city, you want to be sensitive to current events. You don't want to appear like you're ignoring social problems such as riots, oppression, human rights violations. Those will not generally be well received. So we're going to try a search for Istanbul in ProQuest. So you'll want to click on ProQuest Newsstand. And there's a couple things when you're linking to the databases to be aware of. This first window is actually the database record within the catalog and is not the actual database. To move on to the next database, you'll want to click on the live link here, ProQuest Newsstand, and this will take us into the database. So here we are in ProQuest Newsstand, and I'm just going to do a simple word search for Istanbul. And remember, this is going to search across all news sources that are included in this database. So you'll see we get quite a few results here. You can limit these further down if you wish, but if we just scroll down, we'll see number 6 here is an article about Istanbul's bid for the 2020 Olympics. This was before they gave it to Tokyo, but it talks about some of the concerns and things they were talking about in that bid. So this would be pretty relevant for our project. You can also find reactions to building and development. So did people like it or did they hate it? Was there opposition to construction? So local opinion you can find in Factiva, which is another database, which again you have to link through the live link from the record. And Factiva is a database that has many international newspapers. And this is just an example of one search you can do, but we're going to try and figure out sort of what the feeling is towards historic preservation or other construction. So again, we're going to type in, we're going to do a truncated search. And a truncated search is a search on a word that has many different endings. In this case, we're truncating architect, which can also end in architecture or architects. Factiva does default. You'll see here it's only going to search for articles within the last 3 months. So we're going to expand that to in the last 2 years. And then we really want to limit our sources to the country that we're interested in. So I am going to go back to our newspaper that we found, Hurriyet, and I'm going to put that into the source search. So this is the source window, and I'm going to search for it, and there's Hurriyet Online, and I'm going to add it as one of my limiters in my search. So this search, we're searching for the truncated architect with the asterisk at the end, any articles within the last 2 years, and anything on Hurriyet. And we're going to click search. So Factiva is defaulting to publications. So it would appear that we have gotten nothing from this search. However, you look just to the left and you see all, we actually have 69 results. So there were no publications with those 3 limiters, but there were 69 articles that had all 3 of those limiters in them. And we'll take a look at what we've got. So there's different articles that have the word architect in them. But just scrolling down, number 5, the Aegean city of Izmir fails to preserve its historical houses. And this is an article about how the locals feel about preserving historical housing and the local history. So this again would be very informative to our design bid for Istanbul and tells us sort of how the locals feel about preservation and whether they disregard it or would like it incorporated in new buildings.